So, hey everyone, this is your favorite friend Jay or Jaylan Salah, as you formerly know her, film critic at Geek Vibes Nation and In Session Film. Today, I have the pleasure of interviewing director Mira Shaib on her directorial debut Arzé, touching feminine story filled with details, vibrant with the Lebanese soul, but a bittersweet tale on the decay of the cities and the anger of the youth. I want to, first of all, thank you, Mira, so much for talking to me.
Thank you for interviewing me.
I want to know what inspired you to create this beautiful tale.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the story because it starts way back. So, the story started with my brother, Faisal Shaib, who's the writer and producer. And he was first inspired by the bicycle thieves and how they portrayed Rome and showed the reality that everyone in Rome is living in. And we saw it as if nothing changed, it was the places as they are, and that's what the Italian neo-realism wave is for. So he got inspired by the idea. He's like, imagine changing the bicycle and switching it to a motorcycle in Lebanon. Like that would be crazy because in Lebanon, that's how everyone mainly like delivers stuff, or it's an easy way of going around the city. So that was like when he was almost 18 years old. So the story, he never mentioned it to me, and he never told me that he has this idea in mind until 2015, when Robert Bosch Stiftung were like, we want you to pitch a short film. And I was like, okay, my whole stories revolve around women's stories. So we started like brainstorming, thinking about stories, what could be, what can we do. At the same time, in 2015, Lebanon was going through some crisis, there's always a crisis that is happening.
Definitely,
So,
definitely. This is Lebanon. Yeah.
so I spoke to Sam and I was like, I mean, let's brainstorm. Let's see what we have. And he's like, okay, I have this story that's been in the drawer for some time. And I think now with everything that's happening in the country, that would be a perfect time to do the movie. And mind you, that was in 2015, and we produced it in 2022. So nothing changed from 2015 and 2022 in the country. So it's like the situation kept going like backwards. So in a way where the movie, the story that we built is not changing. It's like staying. It's very stable, which is sad, honestly, because we hope that things will change
Yeah.
in our country. So when he pitched the story to me and he was like, what do you think? First time I read the treatment, I was like, it's like speaking about every woman in my life. I grew up watching my aunts, my mom, which is the main person who inspired Arzé. And
Wow.
above all, Kinan. Kinan is me, is every young Lebanese person who wants to leave the country because we think that we have a better career and better life when we immigrate. So in a way or another, it touched my heart. It was like, okay, this story comes from home, like it feels like I'm telling a story that I grew up watching in a way or another. And the sectarian part as well, it was we were living in it. It was in our homes and our lives. We grew up facing this problem, and in a way we never thought we never seen any movie that spoke about it without sugarcoating it. And we wanted to see the story as it is. This is the country, this is what's happening. So all in all, seeing all the aspects, I was like, okay, this is a story that should be made. And I'm happy and glad that we were patient enough from 2015 till 2022 to make this movie. But we did it. God.
Definitely. It paid off. For me, because I have two Lebanese grandmothers, I saw
Ah,
them in Arzé. So I saw everything about her, the beautiful, strong, savvy Lebanese woman holding the family together, always working, always going, like out of the way to solve problems, but at the same
I
time,
know. It's
just
crazy.
holding everything together. This is a beautiful female character and also very empowering and strong to watch.
Exactly. Like as I said, seeing my mother doing the same thing for us, pushing us to become the best, pushing us to do what we want, you know, in a country that, for example, filmmaking is not something that is like you can do and succeed in it. I mean, we don't have many women directors. So my mom was this person who's like, no, you have to do it. And she did her best to give us the life that we had, you know, the good life. So seeing that, we're like, it's like seeing a person like Arzé, you know, I'm gonna do anything to have for my family to have a great life and to succeed and do what they want.
And I love the part where she's like, a lot of things have been done to me, but this time I'm
Yeah.
taking matters into my own hand. This is the
Yeah.
spirit. It felt like the spirit. I don't know the casting with Diamond Abu Aboud. She was just beautiful, but also her sister and Kinan, all the characters. I want to know the casting, but especially Diamond.
Well, Diamond, you know Diamond. I'm sure Diamond has a big name. So honestly, reaching out to her was like a big shot for like we were like, okay, this is a small independent film. I'm a young director. This is my first feature. This woman worked with big names, and this woman has been on screen for several times. Is she gonna love the story? And I'm gonna tell you something. When we sent her the script, her email was, let's have a Zoom call. And we opened the Zoom call. It was me and the producers, and she started crying when she started talking about the film. And I remember I was like, oh my God, I looked at the producers, we were all on screen, and they were crying as well with her. So it was like a click from the start. Arzé is her in a way. She grew up in Beirut. She knows the streets, street by street. Her mom used to do spinach pies. She grew up doing spinach pies. She has her own recipe which we used. So she felt the character like like as if she is Arzé, you know, and Diamond love Beirut and love every aspect about it, and which gave her more like freedom to be the character and to discover the character on her own without also me giving everything to her, you know, like she gave us a lot, and I appreciate everything she's done honestly for the movie. As for Kinan is a non-professional actor. He's a really young actor. And yeah, and that was a goal, honestly. Like I wanted to have Kinan as a non-professional actor. Because also going back to the Italian neo-realism wave with by
Definitely.
the bicycle thieves, it was a goal to have like because we had not a lot of time to film. It was just like 23 days, so I couldn't have everyone non-professional. It
Yeah.
was a goal to have someone in the film, and it was Kinan. With Kinan, we had a lot of auditions and tapes being sent to us. It was insane. Like, at some point, we were on the streets, me and the Lebanese producer Zaina Badran and the casting director, looking for young kids. Like we're like, okay, this guy works, this guy doesn't work. Let's talk to him, getting names,
True
and
indie cinema. Like true indie cinema, seriously.
exactly. We were like, okay, because the tapes we reached up to 100, I remember, and we're like, okay, it's not working, it's not working. And the best thing that happened, and thanks to also my producers, is that we never settled. We're like, we're not gonna settle, even if it's like a day before the shooting. We're just gonna keep on looking for Kinan, and this is what happens. It was almost the last tape that I saw, and we had another actor on like not fully attached, but it was him in a way. And then I saw the tape of Bilal Al Hamwi, who is Kinan, and I'm like, okay, bring him in.
Come in.
And then we did like we kept doing two different auditions for Bilal and the other actor who's amazing as well. But it's just the chemistry with the Diamant and the chemistry with Yasmin. And Bilal was perfect for that. Uh, as for Betty Tautal, I mean, Laila, I mean, what can I say? She's a pioneer in Lebanese
Exactly.
cinema and TV. Like, she's someone I grew up watching, teaching theater and acting on screen. You know, she's someone I was like I used to look up to when I was a kid. So having her on board, loving the character and like working on the character as well and changing stuff and like choosing the outfits and having her own like touch in the character was like, she's brilliant, you know, she can do whatever character you give her, and she's gonna be the best at it.
I love this, Mira, because now when I think about it, as a young female act director, and you're meeting your legends and you're directing them, and you're the director, you kind of like hold the whole thing together too. How does it feel? I think it's like a booster for you because you grew up watching these legends
Yeah.
like acting and giving their all on screens, or you see like someone like Danon where she's just doing it everywhere and she's so popular, but you're the director and they give their trust to you as actors. How does it feel and how does it empower you as a young filmmaker?
That's it. I mean, even if you see the people, like she goes to do like she goes around the city and she meets, those are big names in Lebanon,
Exactly.
and some of them in the Arab world. And those are people I watched, and I was, even as a, like, I was the director, but also I was excited to meet. I like
Exactly.
fangirling, like, yeah, I'm working with that person. But it's the trust that they gave me. They're all down to earth. They're all amazing. They're all listened, and they all appreciated also my feedback. And to be honest with you, we all work together, and that's something that now looking at it, I'm like, it's a method that I learned for my next film. They don't work for me. It's not a job. It's a collaboration. Listen to them, gain their trust, and they're gonna do whatever you want, like whatever I want. And this is what happened, honestly. They just like trusted me. And I appreciate each and every one of them, honestly. Like I'm so excited to meet them again when I go to Lebanon, and to watch the film from their eyes as well.
Definitely. Okay, so what I want to know is the film for me was really funny. Like I loved it. Every time she goes through a sectarian part of Lebanon. It's so funny, it's hilarious, and you mix, like politics and social events with just humor. I want to
Yeah,
know, was the script initially like, was it your brother's script that was just hilarious and all those jokes and
yeah.
all the interactions, or did you have like your touch? Was it like the actors surprising you? Because for me, it was like, I love politics and comedy when they mix together. I love it when it's all about the humor, even under the hardships, and it was perfect here. So I want to know, how did you make the combination?
Yeah, well, first the script is written by my brother, Faisal Sam Shaib, and Luay Khresh, who is also both their producer and writers. And both of them like use the humor, because once you use the humor and you're talking about a big topic, and topic that is actually has been an issue in your country, you need to use humor to let it come across smoothly, and for people to like see themselves, not get angry. We're not attacking. The goal
No.
was from the start, from the writers, we're not attacking. We're not here to give you a lesson. We're not here to tell you like we were disgusted by what's happening in the country. No. We're here to tell you that this is who we are. This is how we've been living our whole lives, and we're all the same, and we all do the same things. And if we all listen to each other and see our actions, we could have a very peaceful country. So in a way or another, the humor was a goal, and picking the actors as well. Uh, Actors who have the humor in them was also a goal, because they brought extra to the screen, so yeah, it's a way to reach to people. It's a way to speak about topics that usually are like would create an issue or create censorship. And for us, it was like, we're not pinpointing fingers. For us, it is just like, come watch the movie, laugh, and leave with a smile and hope that we can change, and we're not here to be dramatic or to tell you what to do or what not to do. I'm not giving a lesson.
At all. And it's cinema of unity because when you think about it, she never changed her name, whatever sector she went, because
Yeah.
the Arz will always be there. Like it's the
It's
tree,
the strength.
it's the root of the country. So I love this part too. Like she was stable, she was everywhere, she was herself, and everything around her changed, but we're the same, we're all the same. And you could feel this
Exactly.
definitely.
And the Arzé in general, the cedar tree, it's on the flag. I mean, it shows it's the unity, it's what represent the country. So
Definitely. So, okay, for every director, there are scenes that are really difficult to shoot. Maybe we see them as easy, but for you, that was hectic. And there is also a moment where you are behind the monitor or in the editing room and you feel like, what did I just do? This is magic. I'm creating cinema, and you feel awe-inspired. So I want to know both the difficult scene and the scene where you felt like you were doing magic on screen.
Okay, the difficult scenes would be the scenes that were shot on the ground. The scenes like when they were walking around the city. For example, there's this scene that I adore when she catches his hand and they do the crosswalk between all the cars.
Yeah,
I mean, that's Beirut, you know, that's how I used to walk on the street. So in a way or another, all those scenes were tough to shoot because of the like it's a very like a crowded city, you know, like with the people and with the motorcycle and closing the roads. It wasn't easy, but they were very challenging. So everything you see on the road, like even when we go from the mosque and then she puts on the veil,
yeah.
that was crazy. Like you're putting on a veil in the middle of the Sunni area, and and everyone is watching you. And I love that because for me it's like if someone does that on the street, everyone is gonna look at you. And everyone looked at her. And I'm like, this is what I want. Keep it.
You
So
captured reality.
seeing those stuff later on in the editing room and realize, because on the spot sometimes you're like overwhelmed and you're like everyone is around me, I need to get this very fast. So then seeing it on in the editing on a bigger screen and seeing how everyone is looking at her, I'm like, damn, this is it. Because this is because who would put a veil in the middle of the, or when she takes off the cross, or when she puts on the cross in the middle, like all those stuff, she's doing it very spontaneously, and people would actually look at you if you do that. So in a way, those are parts like challenges, but at the same time, parts that I loved when I was doing that thing. But I'm a person, I'm a director who loves directing actors a lot. And my, you can say my favorite scene is funny enough, I still remember the like scene 81. I can never forget. It is the scene when she tells him about his dad. And directing this scene specifically, because there's a lot of emotions coming out, and there's a lot like, and sometimes you need to be like, this is a take, because sometimes the actors are tired, they can't give you anymore,
Emotionally drained, exactly.
emotionally drained, and it's like August hot, and like all in all, it was like very tough to film. But I think that's one of the scenes when I watched on screen, I'm like, okay, that's why I love directing actors, because getting the emotions out of them in that way with everything we've been facing, that's the scene I look at and I'm like, oh, I'm proud. I'm proud. I love this scene so much. I've seen so much.
I love this scene too, and I love talking to you, Mira. This is amazing. Arzé is amazing. Can't wait for the world to watch it. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you so much, Jaylan. Really, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.